Hello, Virgo. Welcome. I'm Ryan. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a general reading for who you'll be dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel and follow the 3 Tarot. She's review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Whoa. Interesting. Interesting, very interesting. Jumping into this, Virgo. What they're kind of showing me, there's definitely a lot of emotions invested and committed into whatever the situation or circumstances are that they're dealing with or even faced with. There's a strong belief system in place as well. I don't exactly know what this is, but they're kind of trying to make sense out of everything, and gain some sort of further understanding and clarity as well as perspective as to what the possibly or they could do, maybe could do. Even though it seems and feels like they are finding some sort of answers or receiving some sort of answers here, they're not very happy about it. There's an energy about like disappointment, upset. At the same time, they're pretty adamant to say, even though they feel the way they do, they want to kind of move past this and kind of say, you know what, okay, it's just a matter of let me kind of just surrender, let me let this go. And it shows up in a very nice energy about self-control and almost like discipline. It shows up like discipline, self-discipline. But then there's kind of like a pendulum swing over to working on possibly some sort of solution as to what can kind of be done, how to work on things, what they can kind of put together for themselves. And what's interesting about this is, once again, they're realizing that something else isn't working either. But that's what's fascinating, is it almost kind of seems and feels like whether this was by, their doing or not by their doing, I don't know. They're kind of like, okay, well, if that didn't work, let me just kind of focus on taking it easy. How interesting. It's almost like not bothered. Not bothered. But it's like clearly something's changing in their circumstances. So interesting. Who is this? Who is this, Virgo? Okay. Ooh, where's the? Yeah, I was gonna say. Where? I wonder where this is going. Um, but jumping back into this, once again, it goes back into the energy of like self-discipline, like really watching one's thoughts, really watching one's emotions, being very self-aware and self-conscious. A lot of this energy is just them kind of saying, well, let me kind of re-look at this all over again, and let me kind of just, fill things out and figure out what I need to do. They show me it's like they've accomplished clearly something here for themselves, which they're ultimately not kind of sure exactly where things are going. They're willing to find out, but even though there's like this energy of some type of stability or living situation or possibly even foundation, or even type of business possibly in place, it's interesting. They're kind of saying, whatever will, it's interesting. They're saying whatever will happen, and it's like, it's whatever. Even though they're it's interesting. They kind of give me this energy of acceptance about everything being in place. And they're kind of like, well, it is what it is, and that's where they kind of just drop it. They just drop it. Like, okay, well, no sense in clearly worrying about it, stressing about it, getting their emotions all worked up about it. No sense in all that. Seems like business money talk, but what's going on here? Oh, geez. Oh, geez. This is where it gets complicated. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Money is one thing. The relationship, commitment, or possible marriage or family unit or situation is another thing. As soon as they're kind of like, whatever's going to happen regarding money and finances, it is what it is. They've accepted that. They've come to terms with that. What they're opening up and expressing to you about is the commitment that the both of you are in with each other. Even though they're kind of showing me that it's a difficulty to kind of keep the two of you on the same page, or literally keep the two of you in the same boat, they are definitely wanting to show up dedicated, committed, and pretty adamant about holding on to the connection. At the same time, I'm also looking at 4 people. So I'm a little curious as to who this is over here, who this is over here, and who this is over here, and why they're indecisive as to which direction to go. I kind of feel like they're holding on to you, Virgo, but they're considering their other options and their possibilities. Or they're holding on to someone, and they're having to kind of step up and make some sort of move and figure out which direction they're going to go. Are they going to choose, once again, it's that same fork in the road. Are they going to choose passion and lust and temptation, or are they going to choose love? Because they're right there in the middle of making some sort of transition with themselves, but ultimately they're still kind of like undecided as to which direction they're going. They know it. They're stressing about it. No, my goodness. Yeah. That's interesting. They're using something or someone for financial stability and security. And that's why it almost kind of seems and feels like emotionally they're not too sure. Mentally, they're not too sure. And that's what's interesting is they're kind of saying for now, financial stability and security is what's making them happy. And they're kind of saying, well, like, it is what it is. And that's what's interesting is it almost kind of seems and feels like even though the situation or dynamic is in place, they're kind of like, they're stressing out because they're kind of like, I don't want to focus on that. I don't want that to come out. I don't want to bring that up. But even then, they're kind of like questioning themselves as to what they get from this or out of you, which they're showing you like happiness, but a split second earlier, they're kind of like, I don't know. And there's the lovers, like I said. They have a choice to make of who they actually truly want to commit and dedicate themselves to. So, don't know. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone, it could be dealing with an air sign, a water sign, a fire sign, or an earth sign. They're all here.